Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I want to talk about safety, especially while you're traveling. And this is for people who are looking to go on a girls trip, if you're looking to travel alone, if you're traveling for work or for school. Those experiences are so fun and so important. Those experiences are so important, especially in your 20s. So I wrote down a few points here in my notebook, and I wanted to share some tips while you're traveling, things to keep in mind that will help you on your trip. So let's get into the video. So the very first thing, if you're planning to do a girls trip or you're planning to travel with your friends for the first time and you don't know where to begin, the very first thing that you want to do is talk about your itinerary, so where you want to go, your location, and at this point it's also really important to talk about your budget. So you want to make sure when it comes to money, everyone's on the same page, what people are willing to splurge on, what you want to save on, and this isn't the time to hold back. If there's something that you really want your friends to know about, this is the time that you want to let them know. Just be vocal about what you like, what you don't like, and be open to compromising. You're not going to get everything that you want, especially when you're traveling in a group. Also, be open to trying new things. You never know what you're going to like, especially when it comes to trying new foods in different countries. You really don't know, so be open with that and take other people's restrictions into mind when you're planning a trip. For example, if you're a vegetarian, plan your food spots around places that also have vegetarian options. Once you have your itinerary planned, make sure you share that with someone that you trust. So it could be a family member or a friend that you know will be available for the duration of your trip. Share your flight numbers, your accommodation, the number of your hotel that you'll be staying at. For yourself as well, keep a record of this. So if you can print out your hotel confirmation, your flight confirmation, and just have a paper copy of that while you're traveling. If you are traveling in a group, make a group chat with everyone. If all of you have iPhones, it's really easy to make a group chat. If there are Android users on the trip, make the group chat on WhatsApp. Stay connected. A bonus point here is to share location. So just while you're traveling and you're all together, you want to know where everyone else is. If you're traveling in a big group, so say more than 5-6 people, and you're not able to take one Uber together all the time, it's just easier when you're sharing locations so that you know where everyone is at any given point. And throughout the trip, if you're taking an Uber, just do a little head count and make sure that everyone got into that Uber. If you're going from place to place, ideally make sure that your ride accommodates for everyone in your group. And also, while you're staying connected, write down the local emergency numbers. You never know when you'll need to use them. Have them ready to go on your phone in your notes app. This does save time, and especially when you're in that situation when you don't know what to do, you're in a different country, if people aren't speaking the same language as you want to make sure you have those numbers ready to go. Keep your valuables safe. So depending on where you're going, how many people are traveling, this isn't the time to bring your designer items, your gold jewelry, or even large amounts of cash. Depending on how much you've packed, you want to keep your cash in different bags or different luggages. If you're planning on spending a whole day out, just bring what you need for the day. So I recently went to Dominican, and this is what I brought with me. This is a belt bag, and it has a giant pocket here. So in here it fits all your cash, your IDs, your passport. It has an extra space here, and then there's also a spot in the back as well. So this is really great. I know that Lululemon, Aritzia also sell them as well. Get yourself one of these, especially to travel with, and it's perfect for also going through the airport. If you're staying in a hotel, use the hotel safe and remember the PIN. So make the PIN something that everyone remembers, and don't be that person that makes your PIN 1 2 3 4 5. So even if you're traveling in a group, you want to avoid those risky areas. So before you even get to your destination, search up what areas should I avoid in blank city. You want to stick to well-lit areas. This isn't the time to be walking through an alleyway. And also stay together. Once the sun sets, all of you should stay together as a group. This isn't the time to split up or go by yourself or go talk to that person that you met earlier. Always trust your gut on these type of trips. If you're noticing strange behavior from someone on your floor or just someone that you've been seeing too often in these places, ask your hotel for a room change. They won't question you too much when it comes to this, especially if you're traveling alone or if you're traveling with a group. If someone's knocking on your door and you're not expecting them, don't open the door for them. You want to get yourself into a dangerous situation, and always use reputable transport. If it's a city where you're able to use public transportation, you can go for that. If you're not feeling safe or you don't know about the public transportation, it's always better to be safe than sorry. This goes without saying, but don't accept rides from strangers, even if it's someone that you just met. You don't know what other people's intentions are for you, and we are trying to get home in one piece, so that is just something that I would tell everyone to do. Download those apps on your phone before you get to your destination. I find that the majority of the issues that come up on your trip can be avoided if you plan accordingly. We live in a world where all the information we need is already available. Before you go on your trip, go on YouTube, go on TikTok, and search up reviews of the hotel that you want to book, the destinations that you want to go to, what the comments are saying, if anyone tells you to watch out for anything, or if there's a certain place that you shouldn't go to on weekends or after a certain time. Make note of that when you're planning your itinerary. I did stay at one hotel in New York that didn't have a safe in the hotel room, and an alternative to this that I learned from that trip was to get a lockbox. Another thing is to stay aware of scams. So this is something that I didn't really think of until I went to Paris, and it seemed to be the land of scams. So everywhere that you go, someone has a creative way of trying to scam tourists. It's a list of 50 or something scams that tourists fall for in Paris. So just search that up if you're going to Paris or if you just want to be entertained, because it is ridiculous the extent that people will go to scam tourists. Honestly, just be cautious with strangers. Don't talk to anyone that seems overly friendly, or if someone's engaging in conversation with you or they keep asking you to try something that you don't want to do, just walk away. And especially if they're trying to sell you something, or they're trying to give you a bracelet and they'll try to put on your hand and then they'll convince you to pay for it, just walk away in those situations and don't worry that you're being rude, because it's either you walk away and feel uncomfortable for that 1 second, or you're going to fall into the scam, and who knows what these people are capable of. So just search up these common scams before you arrive in your destination, and that way you'll just have a much better trip. Okay, so another one is your health and well-being, and this is so important. So for example, if you're going to a really hot place, stay hydrated all the time. And depending on what country you're going to or a city that you're going to, for example, in Mexico, you can't drink the water there. You have to get bottled water. So research that ahead of time, just because the water there can make you really sick. So get stocked up on bottled water, have it in your hotel room, have it ready to go for the day if you're having an excursion day outside. And someone in the group should be bringing a first aid kit. This is just common practice. At this point, you should also know any local health risks. So before you get there, do your research and see if there's any vaccines or if there's any foods or water that you should be avoiding. Just be aware of what you're going to get into, whether you're doing a girls trip or you're just traveling by yourself. So while you're planning your itinerary, you also want to mix in relaxation with your activities, just so that you're not getting too tired. And also just check in with each other. If you're noticing that someone wasn't feeling well from your boat day the day before, ask them if there's anything that they need. This is how you make good memories on a trip with your friends, and these are trips that you'll be talking about for years and years to come. So just be a good friend. Just be open to problem solving and communicate with one another. Plans can change, but also if something spontaneously happens in the moment, that's also really fun. You really don't know what the trip that you plan before you get there might not be the trip that ends up happening, and just be flexible for that. As I wrap up this video, I want to also talk about some fun things that you can do on the trip. So take a lot of photos. If there's any TikTok ideas that you want to make with your friends, save those, and then whoever remembers to record these, set aside some time to do that, because I love seeing those videos on my feed. Even the videos that I've made with my friends years back, we will get it in our memories and we just laugh about it now. You can do matching outfits or theme nights. That's also really fun. Another thing that we do is making a shared drive that everyone can add their photos to, just because some people might take more photos than others. If someone has a digital camera, they can upload the photos thereafter. So that brings me to the end of this video. I hope that this video was helpful. I hope that this helps you plan your next or your first girls trip, or if you're traveling alone for work or school, or say you want to do a solo trip. I hope I've provided useful information for everyone watching this video. Thank you so much for watching to the very end. I would love it if you liked, commented, and subscribed, and let me know where you're going on your girls trip. I will see you in the next video. Bye!